Thank you, Dean. As Dean indicated, my partner Ed Icenogle and I are lawyers in the Denver metropolitan area representing various clients in assisting with the facilitation and the investigation and furthering of financing of major infrastructure projects like the C470 corridor. In our capacity as lawyers, we've been retained by Douglas County to assist with the C470 corridor coalition and the efforts there, which are aimed, as I think you've heard several of the speakers say, which are aimed at consensus and a broad-based problem-solving dynamic, which is the way I think all of us see infrastructure projects coming together in light of some of the realities that we're facing today. And I'm going to, they made the forward button very large so that you can use it easily. Some of those realities are the state of the infrastructure, both in Colorado and in the United States. The federal highway system is over 50 years old. Many of the infrastructure around the country has reached the end or has passed the end of its life cycle. Kind of an alarming report. And I think people need to be educated, and therefore you will have maybe one or two depressing slides before we move on. Half of the bridges in the United States are structurally unsound or functionally obsolete. In addition, in 2009, the American Society of Civil Engineers, they had started in 2003 giving report cards to our infrastructure, giving grades to various components and categories of infrastructure. I won't go into all of the subcategories of the United States infrastructure, but as you can see up there, the overall grade given to the infrastructure around the United States is a D. In 2010, the Colorado chapter of the American Society of Civil Engineers updated what was their 2000 report card, and you'll note here, roads, D, bridges, C-, transit, D+. Those are some fairly sobering grades. And if my sixth grader at Powell Elementary So there is some additional funding there, but the ultimate question here is whether federal money, reliance on federal money, as is the historic model, is really sustainable in more traditional formats, or whether that needs to be thought of as a piece of putting together a puzzle to finance a project. Turning to Colorado, maybe it's my particular worldview and because we work in this industry, but I think our state is really on the cutting edge in terms of thinking creatively about how you're going to finance projects. And individuals or individual governmental entities are not going to get large-scale infrastructure projects financed alone. We have, I think, some great leadership in our state government funding, CDOT and HPTE. You saw some of the programs that they've entered into. They are at the table.